Warhammer Battle Replay. So I decided to mix it up a bit. I always bring the Beastmen. So I decided to bring the Warherd of the Shadowgave instead. You know, really give you guys some variety. But no, I'm always bringing Morga, but I never actually bring his faction, which just seems a bit silly. I know it's, you know, you're sort of playing your hand, aren't you? It's making it obvious that you're playing with Morga, but then, you know, what are they going to do differently? You know, if you bring Morga instead of any other Beastman Lord. So, you know, makes very little difference. So I thought I'd, you know, mix it up a bit. So I've got my front line of Warherd with shields, which is, you know, good missile defense, and they've got the good melee defense as well, so the front line can hold a lot longer, which is really handy, especially when you're trying to, you know, zap Chaos Spawn behind people and stuff to, you know, tip the balance there. Also, my Brave Shaman, this time, I brought the Law of Shadows, because I've been playing around with Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, which I think is quite good against cavalry and things. I quite enjoy it, because it slows them down and does a bit of damage. I quite like it. So, yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Also, I've got my usual 4 Centaurs, you see, you know, on the outsides, with great weapons. So, really good for taking on Bretonnian cavalry, and also the Chaos Warhounds. Again, great for chasing, and they can do, you know, they can poison the enemy, which is great. So, it makes the Centaurs even more effective, which is great. So, absolutely love that. And I've got my usual 3 Ungor Raiders for, you know, applying a bit of pressure. So, really handy, really handy. So, my opponent here, he brought a couple of Royal Pegasus Knights, one on each end. He's also got some Grail Knights, and in the pitch darkness here, you know, sorry if you can't see this very well, but I can't really help that much. He's got a load of Battle Pilgrims, which go, yeah, they just do great against Warherd. They do really good, and yeah, I really rate them in this matchup. And also some Foot Squires, you know, having that extra like armor piercing and stuff is really handy. If I brought like Bestigors or something, it's more useful because the Battle Pilgrims won't do so well against Bestigors. But also he's got a couple of Peasant Bowmen, so like me, just, you know, a bit of cheap flak basically. He's also got the Grail Renegade to keep people in the fight with that leadership bonus, and he's got a couple of Spearmen at Arms in the back to, you know, ward off my cavalry, and they're led by the Fey Enchantress. And the Fey Enchantress is fantastic, you know, bring the Law of Life, really good if you're bringing expensive units like the Grail Knights or the Royal Pegasus Knights, you know, she can heal them up, keep them in the fight for a lot longer. And also she's got that sort of Mortis Engine effect, so if you keep her in the front line, you know, any of my guys in her aura will take some damage, which is really good. So let's get into this. Oh, also he's got a Peasant Mob. Clearly had spare 100 quid lying around, I went, yep, let's get some peasants. So that's good news. So the first bit of this is actually just a lot of screening, really. So he comes in to scout, which is a good idea. You know, he got some flying units. He almost dived in, but then he saw that I had a load of ranged as well. It just wasn't a good idea. Unless it maybe misclicked, you know, when he was moving around. But still. So I try and get some shots off, but he's long gone. Over on this side, however, I use my Brave Shaman of Shadows to get a Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma on him. So just a little preemptive bit of damage before the fighting starts. You'll see it doesn't really do that much. But, you know, it contributes a bit. If he has to waste time healing, you know, his Pegasus Knights, then, you know, he's losing Winds of Magic in there, which is really good. So, yeah, because Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma is quite a cheap spell. I think it's only, I don't know, 5 or something? It's not too bad. So it's quite cheap to be able to just keep plonking that on people. So, yeah, so the front line, about to engage. So I actually send 2 of, you know, my 2 sort of flanking Warherd to go around, because I've got a much longer line than he does. And, you know, if I can interrupt these spears and stuff, I get more of a chance to, you know, exploit them with my cavalry, which is good. But I want to keep back for a little while with my cav to see what he's going to do. Because if he runs his Pegasus Knights in to try and take out my range, then I want to get on top of them straight away and do some damage. Here, though, really nice of him, he just stands there with his Fey Enchantress, so I just get all my archers to start shooting it. Start doing silly damage. Here, I charge my Centaurs into their Grail Knights. I ran straight in, though. I should have flanked one or something. This was a bit sloppy of me, to be honest. I'm not sure what else I was doing. I think I was trying to micro everything else around here, so I just wanted to get that done quickly. But it gave him a good bit of bait there, so the Royal Pegasus Knights thought, yep, great matchup, let's sandwich these guys. So, you know, that's actually really good for him. So I hit him with another Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma, which is really good, so slow down those Grail Knights and do some damage, which is nice. So, because I just saw that they used a heal over here on these units, so these guys are going to be without heals for a while. Also, you know, she's running away, so she's not going to be doing a lot of healing while she's running. So you can see I managed to wrap up some of his spears here, which is good. Unfortunately, he does have another unit over here, but I charge in, try and stop these peasant bowmen a bit. But you can see he's, you know, he's on the patrol here. So yeah, my Centaurs are running, so that's a bit of a pain. He pulls his Grail Knights out to try and help his Fey Enchantress out. So here, I'm pretty sure I bring these Centaurs over here as well, so I can get a nice surround on these Grail Knights, wipe them out for good. Unfortunately, the Fey Enchantress does come back, which is a bit of a pity. So I bring these guys in to try and take out their bows. Their Pegasus Knights are taking an absolute beating from the arrow fire here. So they try to jump in to stop them, but I've still got 2 other units shooting at him. And at one point, he had 1 unit stuck on this Warherd, so the whole unit just sort of tailed back to try and get back to that 1 unit. So you had to reorder them, so they were just flying around in circles for a bit, getting shot at. So, as you can see, they just got completely melted. It's just too many arrows for them to deal with. So that was really good. So, yeah, more Melkoth's Mystifying Miasma. I'm just plopping that on everything. It's quite cheap, so it's quite handy. Really helps sort of tip these battles, though. So, also, you know, I've got some Chaos Spawn out now, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn either these Battle Pilgrims or these Foot Squires into more Chaos Spawn in a second. So that's good fun. So I start getting some damage on these Battle Pilgrims, but as you can see, they've just broken through this line in a big way. I've got very weak units left, so that's a bit of a pity. In the back here, though, I have managed to take out his Grail Knights, and this Warherd is chasing these peasants away, so that's nice. And here, you can see, I've got this Fey Enchantress surrounded. She has a beautiful, beautiful attack there, which is really good. But, you know, she's completely surrounded. How is she not dying? Like, he's managed to get these spearmen all the way over here, so I end up having to abandon that fight, which is just awful. But, yeah, oh well. So, yeah, these Pegasus Knights doing fairly well, this second unit, but I have managed to get my Centaurs back on them, which is good. Unfortunately, you know, his infantry is doing fairly well here, but Morga's barely been touched. If I get rid of these Knights, then they're going to have nothing to deal with Morga. So I don't mind. I don't mind him attacking my arrows here. My bow would have done enough this fight. So another Melkoth Mystifying Miasma. Slow him down a bit, which is great. Hopefully get some more arrows on him. Not many, but, you know, a few extra shots would be nice. And, of course, it does more damage, so that's really handy. Comes in with even more Pegasus Knights. So, yeah, over here, finally, his Fey Enchantress shatters, and that actually triggers everything shattering. Just too many army losses for him. He couldn't keep up that pace. But, yeah, really, really fun, hectic battle there. No organisation whatsoever. Had units all over the map, like both of us did. It was really cool. But as you can see, you know, some of my Centaurs didn't do a lot of killing, but they were fighting, you know, really elite units. And it wasn't even about getting kills with them at that point. I was just basically pinning units in place so I could shoot at them. So, I mean, if you look here, you know, 15, 9, and 8. Doesn't seem like a lot, but those were all against Royal Pegasus Knights. They spent most of their time shooting at the Fey Enchantress. So the amount of value I got from these Ungol Raiders was just unbelievable. So, yeah, really proud of those guys. Shame most of them got killed, you know, got lanced in the face. But still, you know, Frontline did alright, but, I mean, when you look here, Battle Pilgrims, 132 kills, that is sick. So yeah, Battle Pilgrims fare very well against Warherd. And you can see the Foot Squires did fairly well as well, to be honest. So yeah, not too bad. I mean, Warherd aren't the most expensive, though, so, yeah, it's a, you know, bit of a toss-up, whether that is actually the best choice or not, to be honest. But, you know, 88 kills with the Pegasus Knight, 78, not too bad. Most of that was on Centaur and Ungol Raiders, so nothing too major. 73 kills, though, with the Grail Knights is pretty formidable. You know, a lot of that would have been Centaurs and a lot of gore, but still. He probably could have got better value out of those, but he was having to watch his Fey Enchantress like a hawk after that, you know, that initial mess up. So pretty tough. But yeah, it's good fun, that match, I think. You know, a lot going on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for the match, Couscous. Brilliant. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a good one.